Hey guys, I'm back with another video today, and oh my god, I'm like so excited to do this video today because it is really fun and juicy and also unique. And we have an entire basket full of like golden era treasures. They're all mini candles. And so how this happened was my mom was like cleaning out, my parents were cleaning out the house, and there was like an old cabinet that they had like moved out of a location, and in the cabinet was chock full of a lot of their candles, but a lot of the candles were actually belonging to my sister, the sister who used to be on this channel many years ago. And before she moved to Japan, she used to collect candles like I did, and it was during the amazing Slatkin & Co. golden era. Oh my gosh. So it was truly the perfect marriage. I don't know what the internal dynamics were, but on the outside, it was kind of the perfect marriage of like you had the, you know, the Harry and the Tom and whoever else was part of the Slatkin & Co. like perfuming team. You had their talents and sensibilities, but it was like perfectly glossed over and protected by the amazing marketing machine that is Bath & Body Works, with all their branding and marketing power and their naming strategy and all that kind of stuff. And so it was truly great. Whereas like now we have Slatkin & Co., but you know, they don't have the juicy marketing machine that Bath & Body Works was, so you kind of are exposed to the interesting tactics and antics that Slatkin & Co. has today. That's not quite as polished and amazing as the marketing machine that is Bath & Body Works. And so it was such a fun time to be in the candle community, and the social media community was still very much in its like infancy. So you know, you weren't as jaded, and it wasn't like, you know, the same old repackaging crap. And you know, there was drama back then too, but I guess a different type of drama. But in any case, yes. So my sister left behind, I think, her entire old, like that, like it was pretty much like a time capsule of like 2011, 12, 13, and I think that was pretty much the majority of it. It was like that era was just like vaulted and left in my parents' house. And a lot of the 3-wick candles, they got like super just nasty and cruddy. So despite having an amazing Slatkin & Co. fragrances and perfuming, the performance, much like Homeworks today, suffered a lot back then, where you would have like complete duds. That entire Fresh Pick collection, you will light it and the wicks would just like fizzle out immediately. So a lot of us do recall Slatkin & Co. in that era with you know, favorability, but the truth of it was the performance very much suffered and lacked even back in the day with Slatkin & Co., especially in 2012. But in any case, so yeah, they were cleaning out the candles, and she's like, do you want any of these? Most of the 3 wicks were just like really grody, and like they actually do lose fragrance over time. I don't know what it was. They were all in that cabinet, and they all just smell kind of grody and nasty now. And so I don't know how these candles will smell, but there was just a very easily transportable little bin of her mini candles. Hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing with her collection of all the mini candles from that era. And I was like, oh my god, it'd be so much fun to do a video just like reminiscing and taking a trip down memory lane of all those juicy creative fragrances we had in that era. So we'll get right into it. I have no idea how long this video is going to be because there's quite a few of them, but I don't know what the fragrance quality will be on these, because these only have the plastic lids rather than the silver lids, so they could have very much lost fragrance. But you guys know my memory recall is pretty good, admittedly, so I can still kind of remember what the fragrances smell like. So we'll get right into it. So once upon a time, they used to have 1.3 ounce mini candles that looked like this, that were so cute and awesome, but they were really useless. Like when you light them, you got absolutely no fragrance out of them, but they were so cute to collect and just, yeah, have fun with. And this was early on in our candle collecting phase and journey. So you know, we weren't quite as hardcore, so like we would still grab the mini candles just because they were fun to just like have. And so that's what we did. They were 1.3 ounces. I think they were like, was it like 3 for $9 or 3 for $10 or something like that? I think they became 2 for $10 or something like that later on. You know how they raise their prices. This doesn't even have the original price on it, unfortunately. But before, do I have any that are in the... Yes, before they were glass, they were, however, so this one said $3.50 on it. They were in these like plastic, like almost like tea light type of setups. So this one had a plastic on it, but they had an issue with the plastic on these candles, in which the candles tended to burn way too hot, and so the plastic would melt, and it was posing a fire hazard. So they like did like, I don't know if it was a recall or what it was, but at one point I remember they were giving away empty 4-ounce jars and marketed them as hurricanes, and so you would actually get a free 4-ounce empty jar as a hurricane to shove your 1.3 ounce plastic candles in, and that's how you were supposed to burn them in case these like melted. So like if you have these plastic ones still, I probably wouldn't burn them just because they might like melt on you. And so then they transitioned over into the glass ones right here, and so that's kind of how the history of that was. But without further ado, we'll get right into it. So the first one we have is pumpkin caramel latte right here, and that's what that looks like. This one was from 2012, and it says gather with friends and celebrate the season with this warm, rich blend of creamy pumpkin, spiced caramel, and sweet cream. It's interesting that these actually still have notes on them, despite how tiny the label is. And so these were useless, much like the single wicks are today, and the 4 ounces were so useless too in terms of fragrance output, that your best bet was to just shove this on a candle warmer. It's the glass ones, and then just let them melt. And in a small bedroom, like, you would actually get pretty decent fragrance out of it. And yeah, this still smells just like, yeah, this is, I don't care what anybody says, like, this is totally caramel friggin' brulee latte that I was just burning yesterday, and like the fragrance is it was so strong that it was like ingrained into my nose. This smells literally just like this. But I have pumpkin caramel latte right here, super creamy, sweet fragrance, similar to creme caramel, maple cinnamon pancakes, and then caramel brulee latte. Once again, they repackaged this fragrance up the wazoo. This used to come out many years in a row, but then they just kind of canned it, and now they kind of like do the renaming thing to see if something else sticks, but it must not stick as well as it used to. So pumpkin caramel latte right there. That was that awesome, I first ragged on the Ariel Black label, but that entire collection was just kind of iconic because it had like the second run of the juicy chocolate bacon cupcake test candles. Moving on, we have this from, I think this was spring 2012 too, a one-hit wonder, which was Mango Beechwood right here. That's what that looks like. I remember ragging on this fragrance and saying it smelled like throw up and mango. Exotic sweet island blend of juicy mango and pineapple combined with cedarwood and creamy tonka bean from the tropics. Yeah, this, I actually really enjoy this now. You really get like, it almost smells like sandalwood, to be honest. It's like this woodsy sandalwood that's made just a hint sweet by a mango and a pineapple, and it gives it like this almost, I don't know, just like going into like some type of like exotic Caribbean or tropical resort that has like rattan and like straw accents and like that sort of like woodsy, not woodsy, but like that natural organic feel to it. And like this would be a fragrance that would be like running through that beautiful luxury resort room or lobby or whatever. I have a much greater appreciation for this fragrance now. Like I would actually consider melting this on a warmer and see how it does. So Mango Beechwood right there. They just had, once again, it was the Slatkin excellence back in the day, and Slatkin and whoever else was on his team. And yeah, we just had such an awesome, juicy variety of fragrances, and there was always a little level of sophistication to the fragrances that I enjoyed. Let's see, we have Sunrise Lagoon from that same collection. That's what that looks like right there. I remember being totally taken aback by how they went from the photo labels to these like cutesy cartoony labels, but I still love this cutesy cartoony label. This was the year that Tiki Beach came out, and it was like a huge smash hit, and then Tiki Beach comes out all the time now. This one says like the sunrise on a tranquil lagoon, an uplifting blend of juicy melon citrus layered with sweet wild jasmine and pink peony. This is so juicy. Oh my god, this is like a variation of turquoise waters, which was repackaged like a Brazilian blue waters, but it still comes out as turquoise waters. It's like a slight juicier, fruitier variation of that I really enjoyed. Oh my god, yeah, this was another one. This and Sea Spray I really enjoyed. So Sunrise Lagoon right there. Oh my god, I love this collection. I remember this coming into stores. It was like Paris Amour with like 3 extra additional fragrances in like one line. And we had Cafe au Lait right here. And they came in like these wraparound stripe packaging with like, was it French baguette was in there? Cafe au Lait, sweet macaron. Oh my god, just take me back to those simpler times. A fragrance inspired by dreamy mornings drinking coffee in a Parisian cafe, warm caramel, brown sugar, and creamy vanilla. And this was indeed, I think, 2019. It was like a later spring release. Oh my god, it actually still smells like it. This is a fragrance that's has not come out afterwards, even though it seems like it would be a similar coffee fragrance, but it isn't. It's just like this really creamy, milky, spicy milk fragrance. It didn't really smell a whole lot like coffee, I would say, but it was like a spiced, frothy, milky fragrance. And so that was Cafe au Lait right there. Oh, this just takes me back. Oh my god, flowering dogwood. This was part of that spring launch, but for whatever reason, this did not get a 3-wick, and just a random mini of this came into stores. And it's the perfect sign that spring is here with pink dogwood in full bloom with sweet jasmine, white tea, and neroli. Super, super obscure fragrance. Yeah, I remember smelling this and be like, ooh, girl, I know why this didn't go wide. But now that I smell it, I'm like, okay, this is really no different from any other like floral body care fragrance that we've had from them. I just remember like smelling this and being like, ooh, it's a mature floral fragrance in the realm of Japanese cherry blossom, but I think it's more pleasant and less offensive than Japanese cherry blossom is. A floral body care fragrance, quite nice. Flowering dogwood right there. Let's see, moving on. Ooh, we have one in a, they even had the cute little metal sleeves for them. How juicy is that? And in this one, we have candied sugar plum in the plastic one. So this was the year before. This would have been, oh my god, okay, yeah, there it is. 2011. Sugar plums and boysenberries are perfectly blended with sweet orange, cinnamon leaf, and a touch of apple. I remember this came in some type of trio with gingerbread and something else. It was like a trio of minis that came with like a purchase with a purchase type of thing, or like a gift with purchase type of thing. And I remember us snagging it and being super excited about it. This I never actually got in a 3-wick, but yeah, it's like a slightly body cared version of like a sweet berry fragrance. Like, it's not Sugar Plum Fairy or any of those. It's like a I don't know, like a sugar plum fragrance, I guess. There's not too much to say about it, but candied sugar plum right there. How fun. Okay, moving on. Oh my god, here it is. French baguette in in that same collection with the Cafe au lait right here. Scent of a crispy golden baguette fresh from the bakery celebrates one of the greatest culinary treasures of Paris. So this one has come out many times before, like or afterwards, like even in Candle Day and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it smells like French baguette. It's buttery. It almost smells like popcorn, to be honest. But yeah, we kind of all know what French baguette smells like, and this was the original release of it right there. Moving on, oh my god, cinnamon sugar donut. This one, I think we melted this one, and that's why it's kind of like gooey and it has no wick on it anymore, and that's what that looks like. Share the delight with a homemade vanilla cake donut covered in sugar crystals and crushed cinnamon. This would have been fall of 2012 in the Ariel Black collection. Yeah, wait, this? Okay, I think like we used to do a lot of like wax, like mad scientist stuff and experiments. And this smells like marshmallow fireside, so we must have like mixed or did some kind of like pouring. I think we used some of these glasses as like containers to pour wax in and out of. So this is actually marshmallow fireside, which smells amazing, by the way. But cinnamon sugar donut is the cinnamon spice vanilla that we have now. It used to come out as cinnamon sugar donut all the time. It smells like real like churros, and you get that fried greasy cinnamon sugar crystal with the donut in there. It's amazing. And that is now cinnamon spice vanilla, even though it's cinnamon sugar donut for the longest time. But you know how like bakery has fallen out of popularity, so cinnamon spice vanilla must be the name that sells better. So that's the same fragrance that we have there, except this is a little bit altered. Moving on. Oh my gosh, cinnamon nut bread from that same collection. This was truly the bee's knees this year. I guess because it was like my first full year, and before, you know, YouTube and hauling and other things jade you. Warm and comforting on a cool fall day. Fresh baked shortbread with cinnamon, buttercream, and chopped nuts. This was like one of their first attempts at like a banana bread fragrance, except even this this single wick is like totally unscented. The 3-wick had absolutely no throw to it, and it performed abysmally. But it was pretty much like a banana bread fragrance, but I do have to say a banana walnut muffin is far superior to this, or the pumpkin banana muffin, which was the banana nutmeg bread pudding. Yeah, so you aren't really missing out on this if you ever come across this on eBay or Mercari. Oh my god, Malibu Smash! This was another new fragrance alongside Tiki Beach, and clearly Tiki Beach was the runaway hit because Malibu Smash never came back. And that's what that was right there. Was this in a 3-wick, or was this a test candle? I don't remember. Explosion of flavor, fresh citrus and juicy blackberries infused with southern bourbon, brown sugar, and a sprig of mint. I don't even remember what this smells like. Oh, okay, this is coming back to me. It's another one of those like classic Slatkin & Co. tropical drink fragrances, but that don't smell like chemically and artificial and kerosene like the post-Slatkin tropical fruit fragrances smell like from Bath & Body Works now. yeah, not much to say about it, but it exists. Malibu Smash right there. Oh my gosh, so we have another old one from 2011. It's hot buttered rum, rich and delicious, comforting blend of spiced rum and warm caramel with a hint of vanilla bourbon. This used to come out all the time too, but no more. This one I've never been a fan of. It does smell like hot buttered rum, but the rum tends to give it like this weird, when you burn it, it has like this weird like curry crayon fragrance to it that just like turns absolutely disgusting and nasty. This and creamy pumpkin always smelled good on cold, but the performance of it was always abysmal and it would start smelling burnt and nasty and disgusting. And I remember hot buttered rum and creamy pumpkin always performing gross, even though I didn't mind the fragrance on cold, so yeah. Hot buttered rum right there. Super nostalgic fragrance though, wow. Mary Mistletoe, one of my first favorites that like propelled me into collecting Bath & Body Works candle. And it still comes out now, which is juicy. A blend of frosted cranberries, blue spruce, and iced citrus make this merry scent for the season. One of my favorite tree Christmas fragrances ever. It has like this, oh my god, I will forever say that the original Mary Mistletoe from the Slatkin & Co. is so much better than all the ones that preceded it. Oh my god, like there's just something, I don't know if they can't replicate the fragrance oil exactly, but that first pour, oh my god, there's like this depth to it that's just so amazing. Whereas the later ones are like 90% there, but that extra 10% has like this weird like watery, like almost bergamot cheapness to it. Whereas this has this beautiful, incredible depth to it that smells absolutely fantastic. Oh my god, this is truly a masterpiece. Oh, wow. I'm glad like the other variation of it, which is close enough, still comes out, but I wouldn't mind getting a repour of this very original one. Oh my god, amazing. I've done a review on this, I'm sure, so I don't need to go into it. Let's see. Oh my god, 'tis the season. So this one still comes out, so we can still get it. I love the labels from this. It was like this and that summer boardwalk, the American Boardwalk collection had like coordinating labels, and I love when like you get a coordinating label collection from like one season to another. I love the cohesion that it provides. Whoa. Deep green pine, rich red apples, and a touch of golden cider blend to create a timeless and heartwarming holiday scent. Do you see how tiny that type is? This, we all know what 'tis the season smells like. It's that like super juicy red apple with almost like a nutty pine fragrance to it. It's a nice, awesome blend. I think it used to be called Holiday Wreath and Green Wax originally, and then got repackaged as 'tis the season, and now it comes out as 'tis the season. I don't ever get it because it always comes out all the time, but every time I smell it, I'm like, this is a very awesome quintessential holiday fragrance that deserves to come back. Evergreen, which did not come out last year, but it used to come out sort of sporadically, and that's what that looks like. This always used to be a Slatkin staple. Festive scent of fir needles, winter pine, and a touch of white birch is a true winter celebration. This is like almost like a more masculine, slightly like cologne, woodsy leaning pine fragrance. This so takes me back to that era. Oh my god. Yeah, Evergreen. Wow, if this comes out this year, I would probably pick it up just because this is so nostalgic to me. Evergreen right there. Moving on. Oh my god, from the infamous Fresh Pig collection, and it was mango cilantro and that awesome basket weave label. And that's what that looks like. Farm fresh creation with ripened mangoes, crisp green cilantro, and white nectarine. Yeah, smells just like mango cilantro. It's that sweet, juicy mango with that like dirty cilantro fragrance to it. Just that undeniable fragrance of mango cilantro. Oh my god, here it is. I'm glad she has, does she have the entire trio? Yeah, sweet macaron. And that's what that looks like. Treat yourself to an irresistible scent inspired by an unforgettable French cookie, raspberry jam, almond extra, vanilla cream, and a hint of lemon. I remember this one being super weird. Like, it sounds like it would be good, but there was something very gluey about the jam and the lemon mixed together. This is not raspberry peach macaron, or really anything else that's coming out afterwards. But similarities to like raspberry peach macaron or wild berry jam donut in that realm of fragrance. But this one had the most like gluey component to it that I think the variations that came after were an improvement on this. Even though, although, yeah, did raspberry peach macaron come out after this year? I don't know. There's that. Oh my god, pumpkin cupcake in the original label, the one year that it was good. Oh my god. So pumpkin cupcake, I don't know what they did to this candle, but it has smelled absolutely just horrible the past few years. Actually, like every year after the first year. I think maybe the first 2 or 3 years when it was an orange wax, it had retained the awesome juicy pumpkin buttercream cupcake fragrance. But then when they switched to white and pink wax, something just went horribly wrong with that fragrance and it just doesn't smell the same anymore. The perfect pick from the Corner Bakery this fall, a spiced pumpkin cupcake with rich buttercream and frosted ginger. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, they're still similar, don't get me wrong, but there's something sort of watery or like sometimes jalapeno chips and just grody smelling about the new version. Yeah. Oh my god, pumpkin cupcake. This used to come out all the time too, and I guess it still does, but just in a less good format. Oh my god, Wild Strawberry from the Fresh Pick collection as well. This was an amazing fragrance, but the performance on the 3-wick was just absolutely abysmal. Red ripened berry, still warm from the strawberry patch, blended perfectly with wild honeysuckle and orange flower. This was, oh my god. Yeah, wow, this is amazing. Probably my favorite strawberry fragrance. The Farm Stand Strawberries from Homeworks Now is a pretty good follow-up too, but this, oh my god, it was just so sweet and juicy. But a little bit of like a green floral vibe to it. Wow, yeah, this was probably my favorite strawberry fragrance ever. Wild Strawberry right there. Moving on. Ooh, this must have been a little bit later on. Was this end of 2012? Cranberry Woods, which still comes out, and that's what that looks like. And I love the simplicity of this White Barn Gold line. Fresh tart cranberries, blackcurrant, and warm cinnamon bark combined with a delightful fragrance inspired by the magic of the woods during harvest time. Yeah, it smells like Cranberry Woods. It's that sort of like generic potpourri craft store fragrance. Yeah. Oh my god, marshmallow peppermint. So this is different from peppermint marshmallow that comes out now, but still a juicy fragrance. A delicious blend of sweet peppermint, fluffy marshmallow cream, and rich vanilla cupcake. This is different in the sense that it had like the sort of like frosted cupcake fragrance mixed with peppermint in it, but there was something about this that kind of smelled like celery that was always a little bit weird or off. But still a juicy marshmallow peppermint fragrance. It's similar to peppermint marshmallow, but just different. We have Market Peach. The first year it came out, I remember being like totally enamored with this fragrance. But then, as you guys know, it kind of like smells like trash bag peaches the more you burn it. It smells like Market Peach. This smells great because it's like it's been only burnt a little bit and it doesn't have the 3 wicks to really burn up the oil on it. A juicy candied peach. Fresh picked peaches by the bushel with a touch of red raspberry citrus layered with notes of rich vanilla. We're nearing the end. We have gingerbread from that aforementioned trio with the candied sugar plum right there. Perfect blend of spicy ginger, rich buttercream, and brown sugar topped with whipped vanilla frosting. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the same as the frosted gingerbread that came out afterwards, and then we have spiced gingerbread now. It just smells like another gingerbread fragrance, to be honest, but I thought this was slightly different from the gingerbreads that came out afterwards. Another Mary Mistletoe. Ooh, Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. This one is not out currently, but it's an online exclusive, and it's going to come out in stores here like in a week. Fall harvest favorite inspired by delicious treats found at the farmer's market, pumpkin pie, vanilla cream, and spice. This was like the premier pumpkin fragrance for the longest time, but has fallen out of favor as pumpkin clove and the other pumpkin fragrances come out. So Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin right there. Cranberry Pear Bellini, Little Balladier's favorite. A bright blend of cranberry and juicy nectarine with sweet pear nectar and luscious blackcurrant. This still comes out periodically too. I never really loved this one. It was just like this really effervescent cranberry berry drink fragrance. Yeah. Oh my god, Peppermint Mocha. This must have been later, was it? Or this was 2012 too, but in the Bath & Body Works line instead of Slatkin & Co. or White Barn. Treat yourself to the fragrance of one of winter's sweetest pleasures, peppermint, vanilla cream, and cocoa topped with marshmallow. This one must have been burned or melted a lot because this really has not much fragrance left to it. It just smells like waxy peppermint. Another Mary Mistletoe. And oh my god, this is, wow, I think this week got an outlet or something. Spiced Madeline. Creamy caramel and spiced ginger blended perfectly with vanilla and soothing warm cream. This was from 2011. I don't think we were even like active when this was an original release, and I think we found it on an outlet afterwards and we're like, oh my god, this is rare, let's get it. It really doesn't smell like anything. Yeah, I mean the wax has turned very orange as you can see as well. I think this has just degraded over time that it just smells like wax at this point. Unfortunate. Spiced Madeline right there. Oh my god, ice cream shop from the American Boardwalk collection with that darling label. Just like the perfect ice cream sundae, creamy vanilla, rich toffee, and sweet almond blossom with a cherry on top. This has re-released, and I think the re-release version from that SAS or whatever was actually superior to the original version. The original version was highly unscented, and then the later pour of it was excellent. Let's see, yeah, it still pretty much smells the same. It was kind of like a diluted, more almond-forward summer boardwalk fragrance. It was like that creamy vanilla cream with the almond in there, with maybe a little bit of a cherry. Yeah. It still smells like the new version, but the old version didn't perform very well. And then lastly, oh my god, frosted cupcake, but this must be a different fragrance because I don't remember this being a red wax. Let's see. A delicious blend of buttercream frosting, sugar, and fresh vanilla bean. Yeah, what is this? Oh my god. This is reminiscent of something, but I have no idea what this fragrance is. It's something fruity. Was it Paradise Daiquiri? Or something else. I don't know. This is not frosted cupcake though, so she must have like used this as like a pour off or something. So frosted cupcake right there and an unknown red wax. Maybe Paradise Daiquiri? I loved Paradise Daiquiri, and that had a red wax, if I recall correctly. But yes. So, oh my god, thank you to my sister. Even though I didn't really get her consent, but that's what you get when you leave behind items back in America. And your brother has a YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Wow, what a fun trip down memory lane with all the juicy, creative fragrances back then. Before the repackaging was super heavy, and we still had, I mean, did you see like the number of bakery fragrances that were in here too? And the gourmand juicy fragrances. Wow, simply excellent. Just a simpler and more innocent time back then, but fragrances were also a lot more fun and creative. So yes, thank you to everybody who watched this video. Let me know if you recognize any of these fragrances or if you would like to try any of these fragrances down in the comments down below. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.